So we have a very interesting brewery on the podcast today, and we're just going to get right into it because there's a lot of backstory, a lot of different things, and I'm not even going to be able to pronounce the name, and neither are you.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what we've got going for this Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. Kristen can probably give us the pronunciation on this.
Is this Polish?
It is a Polish word. And Peter even pronounced it for me, but that was way back in June, and I can't remember exactly.
Okay, so this is a beer you've had previously.
I have had this previously, but not with him. When we were back east visiting in Massachusetts, he brought out a beer from this maker. Which I don't want to butcher. But no, we were trying a whole bunch of different things. It was really cool. He brought out, a lot of some different beers. And one of the beers he brought out, he said it was this brand, which best we're going to try.
So we went ahead and while you were talking there, I went ahead and I looked it up, found a pronunciation, and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play it here so we can actually, we're never going to say this by name because it's Polish that does not work well with my lips.
With us, yeah. So we're not going to. We don't want to butcher it.
So we're not going to butcher it. So we're just going to go ahead, and I'm going to. So this is the name of the brewery, which is also the name of a city in Poland.
Okay. When
it was part of Austria-Hungary, because I guess we looked up on the wiki that this was like 1852. This brewery was started.
Yes.
So here we go.
Zywiec.
So that's the name of the brewery.
And so he brought this out, and it was this. He said to me, he's like, "This is like Budweiser in Poland."
Okay.
So it was a style. It was a really light one. So
now, wait,
yes.
No, don't mean to cut you off. So did that have the Vortex?
No,
the Vortex
Miller.
bottle. That's Miller.
That's
okay.
Miller Lite.
All right.
Yeah, he was just saying, this is just basically an everyday sort of easy drinking kind of beer in Poland. And it actually wasn't. I would rather have had that than a Budweiser. And so I tried it. Like I said, I liked that style, and I had actually written it down because I was trying to write down some things that he shared with me that day. Because the couple of days we were there, it was kind of like you and I getting together. He was like, "Here, let's try this. Let's try this." He was bringing out.
He probably had a thicker accent than that, though.
Yes, he does. Just all these different things that he had in his liquor cabinet. We took a little sip here, a little sip there, and then he had specifically gone out and bought some different beers for us to try.
Were they necessarily? Was he kind of going heritage with the Polish thing, or was
no? It was just that one in particular.
It was just that one in particular.
Yeah, he just went into a local place that sold craft beers, and he said, I've got some people coming over and I want something a little different. And so he talked with the people there and picked up some different things. And,
cool. And
that was really neat that he did that. And we also talked about coffee and lots of different things. So he's a coffee drinker as well. So we had brought some coffee for them, and he sent a pound home with us to try. And so it was really neat. But
what kind of coffee did you bring him?
I brought him Arbuckle coffee. Of course.
Thank you. There you go. Shameless plug.
I think it was the Thailand.
Oh, nice.
One was the Thailand, and I think I may have left him a Sumatra French or something too. I can't remember what else you gave me that you shipped. That was when you guys shipped it.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Okay.
So anyway, I had written this name down, and it was just something I've had in my head, back in the random access in the RAM of my mind. And I was at Sunflower once again, Sunflower Market.
Wow.
And I saw this name. Of this beer, and even though it's not the same style, this is actually a porter. It's from the same brewery, and I was like, you know what? Because of this prior exposure, I thought I'm going to give this a shot.
Nice.
That's what we do,
and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to try you heard it earlier. We're going to try their porter.
The porter. Yes.
That's what it'll be referred to as. Yes. We're going to try their porter. Oh, and it actually specifically mentions on here, faithful to tradition and this recipe since 1881.
Nice.
And
this is, as far as I know, would be available year-round. It's 9.5% alcohol, and to the best of my recollection, I picked it up for like $2.49 or $2.69. This is a pint.
That's pretty strong for a porter.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Now I have, once again, as we always do, I have had this before.
All right, next podcast. No.
But I was kind of wanting to get Andrew's opinion on this one, see what he thinks. So yeah, you'll be able to pick this up at Sunflower next time you're perusing.
I know.
If you do enjoy it. So that's the color of a porter.
This
brown.
This is kind of more toward the dark brown. Like the previous podcast when we had that fade to black that was a porter, that was black.
Right.
This is got a little more of the brown kind of notes in it. Nice head though, hanging around, that nice kind of more tan beige kind of head.
What do you think?
I'm getting notes of toffee,
okay,
honey, and copper penny.
That mineral quality.
Yeah,
there's
a minerality in there. Yeah. The there's a nice toffee kind of burnt sweetness in there, but then there's a lighter note to that too, and that's why I kind of say honey. And then definitely there is that little mineral, like copper penny metallic kind of note in there as well.
Yeah, and we had that other Polish beer, that Hevelius, and that had that sort of, at least in the taste, I know it had those kind of that kind of. I remember because I said it was like I was chewing on the foil that the wrapper
that you used to do like when you were a kid.
Yeah, like I did when I was a kid. Yeah, we talked about that. So, but yeah, that definitely has that. So that the more that we're trying it, that seems to be typical, and that could be from the water type, or that's sulfates. I was just going to say that same thing.
Yeah, I wonder if that's kind of neat. I mean, I may not like this, or I may not like whatever, but it's kind of neat that almost based on region or the area of the world, like it has like a uniqueness,
The terroir.
It is. Yeah. It's very much. I mean, to use a wine term, I mean, that's just kind of, it's very cool because I make a porter here. It's not going to taste the same as if I make a porter over there, or if I make, I try and make something on my stove. All those things are going to be different. Yeah. Maybe the laws of physics cease to exist on your stove. My Cousin Vinny? No.
Oh, I've never seen that.
You've never seen My Cousin Vinny?
I have not seen My Cousin Vinny.
Wow.
I know. I've surprised
and
people.
My biological clock is ticking like this.
I have surprised people with the movies I haven't seen. Somebody today is like, he was throwing out movie quote lines. He's like, do you know what that's from? And I was like, no. He's like, Karate Kid. I'm like, I've never seen Karate Kid.
You've never seen The Karate Kid?
Bits and pieces of it.
I didn't say it was
there.
like a great movie,
yeah,
but it's like
I know
movies
wax on, wax off, and the whole, pose where he's standing
the flamingo,
on one foot or whatever. But no, I've never seen the whole thing.
Wow, that's funny.
But then he quoted something from Breakfast Club, and I said, yep, saw that in the theater. So, and then when people look at you and go, wow, you saw that in the theater? That's one of those things that makes me feel like, yeah, I'm getting old. Okay.
Well, speaking of that, too, like I had someone one time quote The Natural. And they're like, oh, that's the best baseball movie. I'm like, I hate that movie. I think that movie's terrible.
Yeah. The Natural and vodka, they go together.
They do.
Like peas in a pod.
If I'm having vodka, I might as well watch The Natural.
Might as well watch The Natural.
Just finish it off for me.
What do you think?
Not a fan of that.
Not a fan?
No, it's the unfortunately the stuff that I liked about the aroma gets muted in the flavor, and all I'm really getting, at least as of this moment, is just a lot of that copper, that minerality and stuff like that. And that to me is just not pleasant. There are some nice like malt notes on the outside of that flavor, and there's a nice kind of bready quality in there too that I'm enjoying. But like what I got in the aroma, where I was getting that kind of toffee and that, I was like, ooh, there's gonna be a nice little sweetness. So there's gonna be like that sweetness just gets lost in the middle of my tongue when all the rest of that kind of hits. Unfortunately for me, what are you feeling? I
actually, and probably because I didn't pick up on those other things you picked up in the nose when I first had this, I actually like this, and I think I like it because of that minerality. And then just right now, that last sip I had, I got the toffee. That was like a toffee finish.
Oh, okay.
But I totally understand why someone wouldn't necessarily go for this style or go for that type of flavor, because it is pretty strong. It's very mineral forward, I guess, as you would say.
Yeah,
I mean, it really that's what you get first, and that may eventually it fades, and a few other things come up at the end, but it's not like that is ever really goes away in the sip. It's there.
The more you drink it, I don't know if I just get used to it or whatever, the more sips I take, that initial kind of of that flavor, right, like of that strength of that flavor that turns me off, goes away less. And I do, like you said, there is a little bit of that sweetness kind of comes through. I am getting a little bit of the toffee at the back, but then still, for me, the finish just finishes forward with that flavor. And I'm just kind of like, it's just not, to me, it's like I said, it's not pleasant. But that's very interesting, though. I'm really glad to have tried that. What was the name of this brewery again?
Yeah, right.
We'll give it to you one more time here since we still got it.
Zywiec.
That is the name of the brewery right there. Zywiec.
Zywiec.
Basically sounds like none of the letters that are in the name of that brewery.
Except for the Z. Zywiec.
A little bit, but it's almost like a Z. It's almost like an S. Like
Zhivago.
Dr. Zhivago. Oh, okay. All right. I see where you're going.
Zywiec.
So now, is this something like you like it enough that you would have one of these on hand, or is it just...
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in fact, because that's why I bought the second one, now it was weird though, even though it's just a pint, but that 9.4%, that kicked in on me the night I had it. I was like, oh my God. Like, wow. But that's not why I would have it. Yeah, because it is, or at least at the time when I had it, I was intrigued enough by it. I don't think it'd be like one that I always would have to necessarily have, but it could be one of those where I'd be like, well, oh yeah, I'm gonna grab one of those, especially because I like it and the price I thought was pretty good.
I think that's a fair price
for
that
size, for that size. I thought, especially with what we pay for beers a lot of the time, I thought, that's pretty. And it's not like I would need that to be a 22-ounce bomber. 16.9 ounces. That's enough of that.
Yeah, and that's too almost kind of plays into, there's that Baltica that I like, the Baltica number 9 or whatever it is. That's $1.99. It's that one size, and it's like I said, it's that European brewery, and like I said, that one is really good too. It's got a lot of Kolsch flavors and things like that, and that I like. But this one, I think this is one I wouldn't tell people not to, like, it's not like some of the ones we've had where I'm like, oh, this is disgusting.
Right.
Like I said, where I would want people to try this beer because I'd want them to see if, like, is this something that's unique that you like or whatever. So I think it's worth, especially at that price, if you're interested at all, I think it's worthwhile trying. It's just, it's not for me though.
Well, and kind of like that, some people prefer French wines or certain wines from certain countries because of, like you were saying before, that characteristic that comes from that country or that comes from that state or comes from a brewery. There's a certain thing you like about a certain thing. There is definitely a quality to that, whether you say European or Polish or whatever you say, that there is that style to that. And some are going to like it and some aren't going to. But I fall into the like. I mean, it's not like it's a 2 or a 3 to me, but it's a 1 to me.
Well, head on over to the website at AboutBeverages.com and check out our tasting notes for this traditional European-style porter from Poland by a place that you want to go for the pronunciation.
Begins with Z.
Begins with a Z. You will be able to find all the information in the link lounge at AboutBeverages.com, along with tasting notes and where it hits on our recommendation scale. But while you're there, check everything out. We got lots of stuff going on. The holidays are in full swing. Hopefully you're not getting too drowned out by all the shopping and everything else going on this time of year, and have time to try some of these nice seasonal beverages. This one is not, but other seasonal beers or wines that we have been talking about lately. But whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.